Good afternoon and a very welcome to our Thursday Live. I hope that you all are doing well. The weather in South Africa has misbehaved itself so badly the past week and weekend. I hope that everyone is safe. We are especially thinking of all the farmers in our country and everyone that suffered. Also those that experienced fires recently. We hope you all are safe. Our thoughts are with everyone. I am Nadine Vosloo and I am here to just give some inspiration so that you have the tools to be creative within your own space. That you know how to beautify a space, how to upcycle, recycle, so that we are kind to nature. So I use Tjhoko paint. Tjhoko paint is a proudly South African brand. We are focused on job creation and empowerment. So other than the fact that the products are unique and wonderful, we also have a wonderful story, and that story includes people. So the names, as you will see today, are named after people. People in our factory, people that are our colleagues, people that are our family members, users of Tjhoko paint. I'm going to show you today, we've recently launched our own wood graining tool. So I'm going to share some tips and techniques because I was stuck. So this desk in front of me, I bought at a second-hand store. And Kaylee will show you the top I have sanded down, but it is badly damaged. So I can't just stain and seal. I need to hide the imperfections on the top. The rest of the desk was very dark, had a dark varnish coating on it. So there I will paint in a Tjhoko color. I'm actually preparing it for my own study. And I'm going to share some ideas on how to make sure that this is still a usable surface, that it still looks like wood. I'm also a lover of wood, and I always try, when possible and when it fits the style of a space, to include some raw timber finishes here and there in a space. Color and the combination of elements is a personal choice, and sometimes also the hardest decision you need to make. What style am I going to include in a space? What are the colors that I'm going to use? And for that, I do recommend, if you are styling an entire space, to build a mood board. But I'll give, within the next few weeks, I'll share tips and ideas on how to do that. For the month of September and August, we had a Tjhoko challenge where we challenged all of you out there to paint a wall. The most inspirational wall technique or surface, and we've received the most beautiful entries. Next week the winner or winners will be announced, but also for the month of October we are running a challenge. So this is my challenge to you: the most inspirational furniture item, furniture piece. So instead of going out and buy something new, look within your own space what there is that can be upcycled. In that way we are upcycling, reusing, and we are then being kind to nature. So with a wood graining tool and a wooden surface, I will also show next week, if you want to create a wood effect on a painted surface or something that is not naturally wood, how to achieve that. But for today, we are focused on a damaged wooden surface that we still want to have a wooden finish. So my first step will be, I have removed the varnish, and only then did I notice that I can't just seal my top to have a timber finish. I have an issue with the damage. So I'm going to be playful with the techniques that I'm going to apply. And something that I always mention is color is a very personal choice. I want to achieve a lighter wooden finish on my surface, okay? So I'm going to start with antique brown glaze. And the possibilities and the techniques are endless. I'm just sharing some ideas with you, but there are so many. I'm using a damp cloth. This is a kitchen cloth that's really used and damaged, and it's damp. So this is most important. It's not a dry cloth. I've dampened it with water. I've squeezed out excess moisture. I'm dipping only one end of my cloth in my antique brown glaze. This is my raw timber surface. I've just dusted it. No other preparation was needed. And I just now want to create a bit of a darker stain on my wood. So I'm working with my antique brown glaze, and I can now, by wiping with my damp cloth onto my raw timber surface, very important, it needs to be a raw timber surface, I'm just wiping some antique brown glaze on. What you will see is that the antique brown glaze, which is a water-based product, as the rest of the Tjhoko range, just discolors my wood. It actually stains my wood. I'm quickly doing a shout out to Hetty and Trish that are visiting each other. I hope you ladies are enjoying every moment. I think that connection is so special. Hetty and Trish have Tjhoko colors named after them. Hello Hetty and terrific Trish. Trish is the amazing lady that assists all of you on our social pages. Hetty always jumps in and helps as well. And I think it's the first time that they will be meeting each other. And that is what life is about, people. True connections and relationships that are being formed. Okay, so I'm just wiping my antique glaze onto my raw wooden surface. I am ensuring that I do the application evenly. If at any point, so there's the clean side of my damp cloth, I want to just make sure that it's an even application. I just use the damp side of my cloth, not the dark side that I've dipped into the glaze, and just wipe to ensure an even first antique glaze finish. So there you can see I've already prepared. Here I've already prepared with the wood graining tool. So I'm just next to my initial preparation and technique. I'm applying my antique brown glaze. So this is step one. Okay, now I'm going to be working with the next Tjhoko colors. So I have Lively Lizelle, Eye of Elsie, Lady Lisa, Ishmael's Ish, Cloud White. At any point when I want to darken any of these colors, I'll use Eye of Elsie. At any point when I want to create lighter tones, I'll use Cloud White. Now for a start, I'm going to be working with Ishmael's Ish, Lady Lisa, and Cloud White. So what I'm doing as the first step, I am in a plate. Remember, we are bombarded with load shedding. So we use that as an excuse not to be cooking in our kitchens, but to be painting. And with painting, Tjhokoing, we are not affected by load shedding because we can do it any time of the day. So I just want to create a lighter tone for myself in my plates over here. I'll just simply wash my plates afterwards with soapy water or put them in the dishwasher if there's enough dirty dishes. Okay. And over here, so I'm just creating myself a palette with a few different colors. So there is Ishmael's Ish and Cloud White being mixed together. Here's just some Ishmael. So I'm working with one hand. Make sure you wipe clean and protect your jaws. And I'm just going to add a bit of Lady Lisa over here. Just some drops. You will see you need so little paint. And now with my brush, I can randomly dip it in the colors. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start one end. So I'm starting one side, the width of my 70mm blending brush. You can use any paintbrush. So the type of brush that you use is not important at all for this application. This brush just sits so nicely in my hand. It's a nice width. I just do about 40 centimeters. Next, I take my wood graining tool. Okay. And what I do is very light pressure. I move and twist. Oh, my hat, where's the... Let me do it from this side where I have a better angle. So I press, move backwards, move forward and backwards. And I just want to create more of effect to that side. Okay, and I'm moving this way. Paint on some different colors. Make sure there's some nice colors going on there. And what I do is I press and move back and move forward. And if I want to change something, I can simply go over again. Press, come back, and I continue. Some different shades, paint on. At any point you can change something, and I'm going to show you now how to achieve that. Okay, if I want to wipe clean, you can use a damp cloth, which I have over here. You wipe clean and we continue. Sorry, it's easier from this side. So move, tilt, come back, tilt, and let's continue. Sorry, I'm just going to go like this. And back and forward. And I'm just going to repeat everything over my entire surface. And I'm repeating. So the effect I want to create is a light, natural timber finish. Wipe clean, and I repeat the process. And if I want to do something in the center, you can change and play until you are satisfied. And I just want to repeat something over there. And I'm just working with these three colors. And once you start, you can apply it nice and thick. You don't want to stop. And tilt it forwards and backwards. There, my paint is ending, and I'm just finishing off. Now the colors can vary. I'm quickly going to show you. I'm just going to allow this to dry for a second, and then I'm going to show you something else. So you just tilt and play with the tool as you wish. If I want to make some changes, like for instance over there, I will apply some thicker paint and just move my tool over that area and create a change. Okay, now this is going to dry, and then I'll show you how subtly you can wash over this. But you do want to create some darker and lighter tones. So I'm here just blending a bit with a damp cloth, but I'm not wiping. Okay, so this is step 2. First the antique glaze, and then the lighter color. Over here, I have a breadboard that is quite damaged. And I don't have time to sand or the patience to do that. So what I'm going to do is my first initial wash, just to show what the reverse can be, will be with a light color. So now we're going to wash with a light color, something like Ishmael's Ish, and then with darker colors, wash on top, drag on top with a wood graining tool. So my first step is the reverse from what we've done on the tabletop. The tabletop is just drying a bit so that I can show you what the next step will be. So here I'm washing with Ishmael's Ish, just to create a lighter tone to my surface. Okay, I'm even just going to make sure I dry brush a bit with my mixture of Ishmael and Cloud White to create a light finish underneath. Even this is beautiful. So this is called a dry brush technique. So first we washed, then dry brush. Now what I'll be doing, instead of light colors, I will be using dark colors. So in my plates over here, I'm going to make sure that I have a selection of darker colors. I'm just going to put this aside. So let's say I'm going to add some Eye of Elsie. And some Lady Lisa. And some white. And I'm just going to work with dark tones. And one of them I'm going to make a bit lighter with Cloud White. So here's some Cloud White, and in my Cloud White I'm going to mix some Eye of Elsie with my brush being dipped in that. Okay, and now I'm going to be playful onto my breadboard. I'm just dipping my very dirty paintbrush in. Oh, Kylie, you are so cute to move around with me like that. You can just keep the camera there. I'll move closer to you. And what I'm doing is I'm just painting these 3 colors onto my lighter surface. And the colors can blend. There are so many tones in wood. I'm just adding some Lively Lazelle from Australia, also on this board. Lazelle is giving so much joy to us here in South Africa and to the Tjhoko family in a whole. Okay, so there are some colors combined together. I just want to make sure there are really some dark tones of Elsie in here. And can you see I'm just blending colors together. Next, I'm using my wood graining tool. And I'm just creating a timber finish on my surface. And adding more color. And my tool. Here I can also move along some darker tones until I am done. And there in an instance, I have a breadboard that has a new coat on it. Okay, now for my tabletop. I will finish that off, also wash. I'm going to end it off with a wash technique, and then I'll use our clear glaze on our YouTube channel. If you don't know yet, we have a how-to series, and we show exactly there how to use the clear glaze. So the clear glaze will be the coating that I will apply at the top just to create extra protection, as this is a tabletop. And how I will apply it is by mixing 3 parts clear glaze, 1 part cool boiled water, and only the next day applied with a damp microfiber cloth. But on our YouTube channel, just subscribe. All the videos are free to watch whenever you want to. Those videos are available. What I'm going to do now with my damp cloth, I'm simply, now this is important because I don't think I've allowed enough time for this to dry, but I'll show the technique, because here you can see I have a very subtle finish. I will just wash on top. And the color that I will use to wash is Ishmael's Ish, mixed with a little bit of cloud white. So if I can show you the mixture here, it will be Ishmael's Ish, some cloud white. I do want to create a blonde timber wooden finish. Mix the two together. Even some more cloud white. Add some of that to my damp cloth. Little bit at a time. You just want to create that authentic blonde look and feel. And very gently wash on top my wood graining effect, just to create a soft, subtle, blonde timber finish. So the grain is there. Subtly adding a gentle wash at the back, just to make sure it looks authentically light. And once it has dried, it will look as the area that I've prepared before the session started. This now will remain like this until tomorrow morning or afternoon, and then I will apply my clear glaze coat. the most important thing to remember is to always do your sides. Everything needs to be beautifully ended off and done thoroughly. Okay, so this is how to use the wood graining tool. You can also create a wooden finish, timber finish, the graining effect with color. It doesn't need to be natural wood. You can be creative and explore in your own space. My message to you, we still have 2 days to enter for the focal wall, so still enter if you are not done with them yet. Remember the challenge to see where you have a furniture piece that you can rather reuse than have it stored away in a garage or not use it. And then my message for the week ahead is to have an extraordinary week. Be extraordinary. Create extraordinary experiences. Just experience the extraordinary. I'm sending you huge love, huge hugs, huge creative moments every day. See you next week. Lots of love. Mama Tjhoko signing out. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to our Thursday live. This is video 3, Thursday 28 September. And I'm purely sharing this with you because I have tried and also played around creating a TikTok video on how to use the wood graining tool, Maestro, behave yourself. And I want to share with you what I've actually just experienced and also share that experience with you. So I'm still using the wood graining tool, and I have now wood grained the bottom side of my tabletop, but you can also just wash it with your Ishmael's Ish. So the top was sanded off. Say for instance you want to do what I'm doing now, the first step would be to make the process easy, wash it with Ishmael's Ish, like we've done in the first video with the antique brown glaze. Then what I'm going to do is I'll be dipping my paintbrush in Ishmael's Ish and Cloud White, and I will be painting these 2 colors. So I'm altering direction with these 2 colors on top of my surface. And remember, for today's live, we actually want to create, Maestro is so supportive, want to create a light wooden finish like a blonde wood. Ishmael and Cloud White is being used, and I'm blending the 2 colors together. And now I'm not going to twist my wood graining tool, so I'm not going to move it backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. I'm just going to keep it still. So the 2 colors are blended. Here's my wood graining tool. I'm going to keep it in an upright position and just drag it without even moving it in any direction. Just keep it still. And how beautiful is that? And if I want to fix something, I go over it again. And this is actually much easier than moving it around. Just keep it still in one position, which is an upright position. Still work small areas at a time, more or less 40 centimeters, depending on your weather. You do want to do this while the paint is still wet. And I'm just using Ishmael's Ish and Cloud White, keeping it in an upright position, and I'm dragging. So if here you want to change something, I just lightly move it over again. And this is actually much easier. If I want to change something, drag it over, I do it until you have the desired outcome, but without moving or tilting the wood graining tool. So it's dark. My family is supposed to receive supper, and I'm still chocoing. I hope, yeah, everyone is nodding. I need to go make supper. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have creative fun. And I'm sure you'll also be sharing some tips and ideas of how to use the tool, but it is great fun. Thank you for watching. Stay warm and safe till next week. Bye-bye.